Long before humans dominated the Earth, there were two species vying for survival and supremacy. Homo habilis, the clever toolmaker, and Homo erectus, the towering and adaptable hunter. Both walked the African savannas millions of years ago, yet their worlds overlapped only in glimpses of competition and survival. Who truly ruled the land? Was it the small but intelligent Homo habilis, or the larger, stronger, and more advanced Homo erectus? Fossils, tools, and footprints hold the answer: a story of survival, rivalry, and the birth of human dominance. Around 2 million years ago, Africa was a land of extremes. Grasslands stretched under the hot sun, rivers dried and flooded with seasonal rains, and predators roamed freely. In this environment, survival was not just about strength, it was about adaptability. Homo habilis emerged first, small and nimble, with hands capable of shaping stone into tools. But shortly after, Homo erectus appeared, taller, stronger, and more coordinated. Both species relied on intelligence and cooperation to survive, yet the stage was set for a silent battle over food, territory, and dominance. Homo habilis, the handy human, had an unmatched advantage in toolmaking and problem-solving. Oldowan tools, simple yet effective, allowed them to butcher meat, crack bones for marrow, and gather resources efficiently. They survived by relying on brains over brawn, hunting in small groups, and observing the land with sharp awareness. Though smaller in stature, averaging just over a meter tall, Homo habilis had agility, social coordination, and cleverness that allowed them to outwit predators and rivals. They were innovators, the first spark of human ingenuity in a dangerous world. Homo erectus, in contrast, was built for endurance and power. Standing up to 1.8 meters tall, with stronger limbs and more advanced cognitive abilities, they could travel longer distances, hunt larger prey, and adapt to a wider range of environments. Tools like the Acheulean hand axe allowed them to cut, chop, and dig with precision, giving them an advantage over Homo habilis in efficiency and scope. Fossils suggest Homo erectus may have used fire to cook food, stay warm, and fend off predators, which further increased their survival odds. They were the first true long-distance travelers, capable of exploring new lands, expanding their influence, and challenging the small but clever Homo habilis. Evidence shows a subtle hierarchy in the prehistoric food chain. Homo habilis often relied on scavenging, ambushing small animals, and carefully using tools to survive. Homo erectus, however, demonstrated the ability to hunt larger game, coordinate group hunts, and exploit fire for protection and cooking. In many ways, Homo erectus could dominate open savannas that were perilous for smaller Homo habilis. Yet, Homo habilis had agility, stealth, and intelligence that allowed them to survive in niches where erectus could not fully dominate, like dense forests or rocky terrains. Their survival was a careful balance of brains versus brawn. For hundreds hundreds of thousands of years, these two species overlapped in time and space. Fossil sites sometimes show evidence of both Homo habilis and Homo erectus living in the same regions. While direct confrontations are not recorded, competition for resources was inevitable. Homo habilis could not challenge Homo erectus in strength, yet their cleverness allowed them to survive alongside the larger species. They carved out niches where fire, endurance, and size mattered less than strategy, adaptability, and the ability to learn from the environment. It was a delicate balance, a prehistoric chess game of survival. One of the defining battles between these species was tool sophistication. Homo habilis invented the first stone tools, simple but revolutionary, allowing them to manipulate their environment in unprecedented ways. Homo erectus, however, refined these tools into hand axes and more advanced implements, making them stronger, sharper, and capable of multiple tasks. This technological leap gave Homo erectus a significant advantage in efficiency, hunting, and survival. Yet, Homo habilis' ingenuity ensured they were never completely outmatched, proving that intelligence could sometimes rival size and strength. Homo habilis may have started the journey of human ingenuity, but Homo erectus pushed evolution forward. Erectus traveled farther, adapted to new climates, and may have tamed fire a revolutionary advantage. Yet Homo habilis endured in regions where intelligence, stealth, and social coordination mattered most. In a sense, neither species could claim absolute dominance. Each excelled in its own way. Homo habilis mastered ingenuity and adaptation, while Homo erectus mastered endurance, power, and exploration. Together, they shaped the evolutionary path that would eventually lead to Homo sapiens. Ultimately, Homo erectus outlived Homo habilis, spreading across Africa, Asia, and Europe, and surviving far longer. But without Homo habilis, the first sparks of tool-making, problem-solving, and social learning might never have appeared. Homo habilis planted the seeds of intelligence, strategy, and innovation, while Homo erectus nurtured and expanded them through adaptation, endurance, and expansion. The story of these two species is not one of absolute winners or losers, but of complementary evolution, a duel that propelled humanity toward its future. The question, who ruled, cannot be answered with simple dominance. Homo habilis, the first geniuses of Earth, sparked intelligence, cooperation, and creativity. Homo erectus, the towering hunters, refined survival, endurance, and exploration. Together, they sculpted the human story, teaching us that ruling is not always about size or strength. It is about innovation, adaptation, and the ability to thrive in a dangerous world. The battle between brains and brawn set the stage for every human species that followed, ultimately leading to us, Homo sapiens, the inheritors of both genius and resilience.